Hey, Jordan here, coming to you from Playa Langosta. That is not a green screen behind me there. That is the actual beach. I'm here in Tamarindo, Costa Rica, and I want to share a story with you. So, a couple of years ago, I was at a retreat in Cancun, Mexico, and I wanted to get a workout early in the morning. I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. And I thought the gym opened at 6, and so, I brushed my teeth and got dressed and walked down to the beach, and there was this massive storm brewing out at sea. I mean, the skies were black, and there was a strong, warm wind blowing in off the ocean. And I remember the wooden steps that I walked down to the beach, and they were weathered and kind of painted, and the paint was peeling. And I walked down to the beach, and I'm walking along the beach, and there's a little structure where the gym is. And I get there, and I pull on the door, and the door is locked. And so I sit down on these wooden steps, and I'm just sitting there, just watching this just massive storm build up over out at sea. And I look off in the distance, and there's this post, and it's a wooden post, and there's a giant pelican sitting up on that post. And I'm watching him, and after a couple of minutes, he spreads his wings. He's got like a 4-foot wingspan, and I can kind of see his silhouette. And he spreads his wings, and the wind just picks him up off that post, and he's hovering in the wind for a number of seconds, and then all of a sudden he goes to fly off, and he gets about 10 feet, and I notice there's a tether that's attached to its ankle, and as soon as he hits the end of that tether, bam, he falls down into the sand. And he's kind of stunned, and he shakes himself off, and he stands there for a couple of minutes, and then eventually he spreads his wings and just hops back up onto the post. And I'm sitting there watching this. And then again, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, he spreads his wings, and the wind lifts him up off the post, and he hovers in the wind for just a moment, and he goes to fly, and he flies, and bam, he hits the end of the tether and falls down into the sand. Same thing. He's stunned. He shakes himself off, and poor pelican, again, he jumps up on the post. I watched him do this like 3 times, and it dawned on me that as long as that pelican's leg is tethered to that post, no matter how good that pelican can fly, that pelican's God-given birthright is to fly, but he will never be able to fly as long as he's tethered to that post. And you know what? That story that I just shared with you, it's a true story, except for one thing. There's one part of that story that's a figment of my imagination. It doesn't exist in real life, and it doesn't exist in your life either. It's imaginary. And of course, that's the tether. The tether doesn't exist. There is no tether. Some of you are really concerned about the pelican. There's no tether, but that tether keeps that pelican from being able to fly. No amount of pelican coaching programs will help the pelican fly as long as he's tethered to the post. No amount of training that pelican can enroll in the best pelican flying programs on the planet, and it will not be able to fly as long as it's tethered to the post. So I want you to ask yourself, what are your tethers? What are your fears? What are the things that you're holding on to that are keeping you from having your dreams? And they're imaginary, the imaginary tethers that keep you from living your dreams and having your dreams. Consider letting go of the tether, considering removing the tether from your life, and everything changes, and you'll be able to fly. Jordan Adler, we'll see you on the beach.